Now it's 6 a.m. on WKYT this morning. We have details on an overnight police chase that ended with shots being fired and an arrest in Franklin County.
The FBI looking for hundreds of young victims who may have been involved in an online sexploitation crime spree.
And we have showers and thunderstorms out and about early this morning. It's not stopping anytime soon. Here comes that flood issue, and I'll have all that with your latest details coming up next.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Top of the morning to you from the WKYT News team. Welcome in on your Wednesday. It's July 8th, middle of the week now. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Yesterday was a lot of action in the weather department. Some pop-up showers definitely pop up.
All at once you get to just lots of rain in some areas while others missed out on it. So we may have a repeat of that today. Here's meteorologist Micah Harris on this WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, I think the only difference from today and yesterday you had some stray cells that became severe and had some really strong winds with it. I don't foresee that happening today. You'll have some heavy downpours, there's no doubt about it, some lightning mixed in, but as strong of the winds as we had yesterday, and some of these cells, I say some, there were about 2 or 3, you won't see that today. The main severe threat is back toward the west. We're looking across the region, and the heaviest downpour right now is right across the Tennessee and Kentucky border, and that's where we're going to be seeing possible flood issues this morning. Got to be watching out down south. Other than that, it's just kind of a gloomy start to the day. Today's forecast, we're at 80 degrees. Scattered storms back in the region later on today. And when does it stop? I'll have that in your latest forecast towards your weekend. Hey, there's good news there. Comes up in a few minutes.
We'll take good news. We thank you, and we have a lot going on WKYT New this morning. An overnight traffic stop led to shots being fired and a police chase.
State police say they were doing a drug investigation on Bald Knob Road in Franklin County when they pulled over 37-year-old Daniel Ryan of Frankfort. After stopping, police say Ryan drove towards the trooper, then fired several shots at the vehicle. Ryan was not shot, kept driving until he crashed onto River Ridge Road. Right now, he's only charged with trafficking cocaine. No one was seriously hurt.
Also new this morning, police are investigating a violent attack at a Lexington home. That happened overnight on Pimlico Parkway. Right now, police are not giving us many details other than saying that the victim was sexually assaulted. We do not know if that attack was random in nature. And we're tracking a breaking news alert this morning on a national story. 4 people have been shot, 3 of them killed near the University of Maryland.
Baltimore police say they found a woman and 2 men with gunshot wounds a few blocks from the University of campus. They died. A 4th victim walked into a hospital with a gunshot wound. Police say she is stable. Campus police say 2 gunmen pulled their van over to a group of people, got out and began firing. Clarify again that is near the Baltimore campus of the University of Maryland, not their main campus. Yeah, and Baltimore's been dealing with a lot of crime ever since the whole Freddie Gray incident, so this potentially just a carryover of that. Well, this morning we are tracking an international crime alert that has a Kentucky connection. The FBI says an online predator was manipulating young girls and using nude pictures to exploit them. Over 100 victims have been identified, but the FBI says there are hundreds more out there. WKYT's Mark Barber at our live desk with details, including the connection to the Commonwealth.
Good morning, Rebecca. This really is a disturbing case. The FBI says the online predator posed as a 15-year-old boy to get sexual pictures from teenage girls. He had hundreds of victims, and 2 of them were in Kentucky. The man behind screen names like Justin Bieber and Good-Looking Guy was not 15. Investigators say he was actually 31-year-old Lucas Chancellor. The FBI says he terrorized nearly 350 teenage girls before he was arrested and sentenced to 105 years in prison. However, many of his victims, about 250 of them, have not been identified yet. That's why the FBI is trying to find more victims now. According to the FBI, Chancellor gained the trust of victims in 26 states. One of them was in northern Kentucky and another in western Kentucky, and officials are worrying that there are even more out there. Investigators tell us that when Chancellor was video chatting with girls, he convinced them to expose themselves. That's when investigators say he would take a picture of the computer screen and then would use that picture to blackmail the girls. The FBI says that Chancellor threatened to share the pictures if the girls did not send him more. It's called sextortion, and Chancellor was convicted of targeting girls as young as 13 and 14. According to the FBI, one of those victims, Ashley Reynolds, helped them convict the Florida man on multiple counts of child pornography production.
He was not going to stop, and he was set on sharing my picture with whoever he could to ruin my reputation.
Reynolds says she is sharing her story because she knows pictures of other women may still be out there. The FBI is hoping that her story will help them find other victims. The FBI says as younger and younger children are getting online, it is becoming even more important to learn how not to become the victim of sexual exploitation. Now, coming up at 6:30, we will have some tips on how you can keep yourself from becoming a victim. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Well, Mark, thank you, and we'll look forward to those details at 6:30 about how to keep your family safe. More and more young kids have access.
Every parent's worst nightmare, so hopefully he'll give us some good tips.
It's 6:05 on WKYT, and this is a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. That's because the threat of more rain and damaging winds is what is going on, and most of us don't need that.
No, we don't. We'd like some sunshine. Several communities just soaked. There's still damage to clean up this morning as well for a lot of them. Folks in Lexington's Masterson Station neighborhood say last night's storms damaged several trees. Stoplights were also knocked out during the storm. Kentucky Utilities reports about 300 customers on the north side of town last night.
And with more heavy rain expected out there today, crews around the Bluegrass will be keeping a really close eye on creeks and streams. Now, in Franklin County, the emergency management director says what we all know, this has been an exhausting weather year.
The February snow event to the cold in February, which was a pretty good cold snap. I think our coldest date was like -22. To the March snow event, to the April flooding event, it has been one eventful month after another.
Good way to put it.
Well, some of you have been sending us your eyewitness photos of storm damage. Anthony took this picture in Danville. If you have pictures or video to share, we'd love to see them. Email them to us at eyewitness@wkyt.com or use the hashtag KYWeather.